I am officially live now. Okay, just testing this. I think it's working. So today we have our last day of Mercury retrograde. Just checking to see if things are the way that they should be. Gorgeous. Okay. So yeah, today is the final day of, if you were to go on a natal chart and you were to put in June 2nd, 2022 at what time is it? 8:40 a.m. It's just any time today. Then you would find Mercury retrograde. And tomorrow, Mercury is going to station direct. It's going to start moving forwards. And we're going to continue through the shadow period. And all the things that have been sort of, in the fridge, I like to use the word marinating of what we're sort of discovering, like little gems over the period of Mercury retrograde, now can really, take action and bring those things in. So that's what's going on, and I just wanted to spend a little time and talk about what Mercury is doing right now. And Mercury right now is making an aspect to Pluto. And in order to determine aspects, you need to know the signs that these planets are in. So Mercury right now is in Taurus. Pluto right now is in Capricorn. So we have this Earth energy. And Earth, so Mercury and Pluto are in the same element, just different signs. That means that they are trining. And if they were to be in the same sign and they were to, Mercury would be traveling at these degrees and Pluto would be traveling at these degrees. And if they would be in the same sign, then they could meet up being in the same sign and they could conjunct and travel together for a little bit in the sky. So that's the difference between trines and conjunctions. So Mercury can really have to do with looking at things, examining different things. The mind and the eyes and the ears, because we use all of those senses. We pick up on verbal sound information to find clues to solve a certain mystery, for instance, like, the murder on the Orient Express, or, why this situation is the way it is, reading between the lines to see what somebody is really getting at, what somebody's really saying, what someone's real motives are for, driving in this direction, going on this path, as opposed to just going the normal way, for instance. And what kind of plan that may seem a little, mysterious is a big word for Pluto in Scorpio because Pluto rules Scorpio. But with Pluto trine, Mercury trine Pluto, we can really, really understand, what somebody is really doing. And so, the themes of whenever Mercury comes together with the planet of the real stuff going on, the real, cases and, um, all the digging deep and going to the bottom of the pit and then digging up all of the dirt or all of the wonderful things. And a lot of the time it is dirt. A lot of the time it is that really negative, very dangerous, maybe even toxic type stuff. Could be so many things. And so Mercury is the mind and Pluto is digging deep. So what do you have? You have, you can really, really be the detective. And to be the detective to examine where others are having power over the environment, over other people, over you. And especially because, let's say that because the moon's in Cancer right now and Pluto being opposite the moon. So Pluto and Capricorn opposite the moon. Not that this is the case, it may be, but it could be because the moon in Cancer, Pluto and Capricorn, they're opposite signs. And it can really, really add to that as well. So you could have somebody who is having all the power, an authority figure taking over the environment, having power over somebody else. That could be one, side of the coin. And I mean, power could be, come in many forms. It's all how we, a lot of it has to do with how we perceive the power. Maybe, the person may have fine, neutral, positive intentions and real caring intentions as well, but it does appear like the person is really, overpowering somebody else and wants to, um, is very domineering in Pluto like ways. And on that same token, we can look at the person and you individually and your power. How are you using your power? How much in alignment are you? Connected are you in using your power either for and asking, are you using it for the good of all, the good of the people around you, you using the power to help others, assist others, taking over a part of the household chores, or leading an organization, like a charity, for instance, and having those tables and having people come and get the things that they need, and just any managerial position, organizer, or even like a leader. It doesn't matter what the role is, but really how you're using power, especially being a boss of a company, of a of a business, of a restaurant, of a tech industry, of an office, of a car dealership, of a grocery store. And so there's issues related to power here. And so, with that comes doing things which really, really get to the bottom note, really sink down into the real truth. And, speaking, very, very powerful. Speaking calmly, not, shouting and, raising your voice and being, a madman, but speaking very seriously, on what you want to make sure, others, have it ingrained. It just sticks with other people. What you say may go, and you can't unsay it because it's just cut through the air like a knife, and you can't undo what you just did, unsay what you just said, because of the impact that it has, because of the vibration, because of that, sort of scab or wound that it may heal, because of the effect and the real footprint, metaphorical footprint that it leaves. And so, a really, really serious professional boss thing would be, yelling and screaming. Like I was watching The Devil Wears Prada, and Meryl Streep, who played in the movie, playing, I forget her name. Someone will have to, Miranda Presley, I think Presley, yeah. She wasn't shouting, screaming, yelling, but she was saying, that's all, make sure that this is taken, in a way which is really, really authoritative, calm, and very, oh, don't mess around with this person because, she has all her, I'm going to use a Good Place cover up here, shirt together, and that's what I'm going to say. And so it can really, again, be investigating into the power and finding the source of the power as well, and changing it and healing it and, solving the problem, fixing it, and also stepping into the shadow of power and using it to the higher vibration, in the higher way, taking the higher road. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.